So we got a little bit of interesting news to talk about today. Dark times are ahead. This is something I've been talking about for a while now, as it does mean something to me. I know some people may not take this as a negative news. Some people may not care. I care, and that's why I want to talk about it. But this article on the digital bits, I've been seeing this floating around. Actually, it was hard to get on the website. Seems like everybody's flooding here to read this article. They say they've confirmed this with multiple sources now that Best Buy, that they plan to exit the physical media business for good next year. Have you walked into a Best Buy recently? We have several Best Buys fairly close to me, and I've been into quite a few of them looking for certain things, and some of them, it's kind of like Mad Max style action going on in there, just empty shelves, looks like destroyed. Some places a little more stock than others, type of thing. Some just void altogether of physical media. They're just selling phones and TVs and appliances. And some might have a very small selection. It's just kind of crazy. And it's not just Best Buy. It's a lot of places, especially when you're looking for video games. But this doesn't have to do with video games quite yet. At least that's the way it reads anyway. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the very near future, I put money on it. Physical video games are going to disappear. It's bound to happen. Like these companies, there's so much stuff that's just digital anyway, where it's like a digital release. And maybe if there's interest, they'll release a physical version later and people will double dip type of thing or, whatever. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me. And this really doesn't shock me with this news either. But they're stating that Digital Bits has learned from industry sources, and they've confirmed with multiple sources now that Best Buy plans to exit the physical media business for good next year, possibly as soon as the end of Q1 2024, right around the corner. This includes there's bigger news than just going into a Best Buy and they no longer have physical media. No, that's not the only part of it. But they're stating this includes not just their in-store Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K Ultra HD sales, which the retailer has been gradually phasing out for a couple years now in many of their store locations nationwide, but online sales as well. This means no more Best Buy exclusive steelbooks, no more titles from Best Buy, period. That is crazy. I mean, not everybody cares about physical movies. I do for certain things because, and I talked about this recently with all these damn streaming services, and it's like the prices continually go up. There was a period of time where we were all cutting the cord, right? Hey, no more cable bills. Let's subscribe to Netflix and Amazon Prime and maybe Hulu and be good with it and, have everything we want to watch there. But then what happened? I mean, yeah, the prices increased, but then more and more companies decided, hey, we want to have our streaming service too. Now everything was just kind of spread out amongst tons of different services that you have to decide if you want them or not. They took away like free trials, stuff like that. Like you couldn't pull that one. Like back in the day, Netflix, get a free month trial, sign up with a different email, another free month trial, just saving some bucks, here and there. Can't really do that anymore. Some people with the password sharing, I've never done that, but I know a lot of these companies are trying to fight that kind of stuff. But yeah, we cut the cord. Now there's way too many options on packages. Like, get whatever service, and then you could add on Showtime. You could add like all these extra things, and it's like everything is just so spread out that you got to spend a decent amount of money to get access to stuff, and certain things there is no access to. So for me, like if there's something I really want or a movie that I've watched like many times over the years, I may want it in a physical form. But we've done this to ourselves. The issue is that in the digital age, it is convenient. I'm not fighting that. It is convenient. You don't have to run out to rent a movie at Redbox or worry about having to return it on time or go to the video store. Video rental stores don't really exist much anymore. You can just, at the convenience of sitting at your own home, choose to rent or buy something digitally and have instant access. We allowed that. Like, we embraced it. The vast majority of people prefer that convenience, and the same thing's going to happen with video games over time, in my opinion, because you do see that trend of more and more people embracing digital simply due to how convenient it is. And there's no denying the convenience. I've bought movies digitally. I have games that I've bought digitally. Some because there's no other choice. Like we have Apple TV. When a movie comes out, and it's like they do this all the time, I notice. A movie comes out for rent that it's like, hey, this was just barely in the theater. Like we should have a movie night. It's cheaper than going to the theater. You know, you could rent a movie for $20 or something, right? Maybe less if it's an older movie, but I've noticed like more recent stuff, it'll be like $20 to rent it. But then they'll have the option like rent it for 20, but buy it for 25. If you have that option to spend a couple bucks more to have access to it all the time, other than that 24 or 48-hour period of the rental, like, yeah, I'm going to buy it instead of renting it. They did that with like the Super Mario Brothers movie. We did see it in the theater, but then when it came out, it was like, yeah, I love this movie. Like, it'd be cool to just kick back and watch it. Oh, you could rent it for 20, buy it for 25. Okay, we'll buy it, right? So we've done that. A lot of us have embraced that, and it's our fault, man. They gave us the option. They gave us the choice. Do you prefer convenience with digital, or do you want that physical? My problem is like, I like having the mix of the two. I'm just being straight up. I've been very pro physical for the longest time because I feel it retains value. Value means something to me. It should mean something to a lot of people, but a lot of people prefer convenience over value. But that convenience comes with the cost as well. And I've talked about this plenty in the past. Say Amazon, you have an Amazon account. Say Amazon doesn't like something you did, or you had too many returns. Something stupid happens and they ban your account. You lose access to all that digital media that you purchased from them. Same thing with Apple. Any of these companies who host digital content that you could purchase or rent, if they decide that they no longer want you as a customer and they just get rid of you, you lose access. They're not going to refund you. They're not going to give you your money back. That's just the way it is. So with some things with physical, it's like, hey, yeah, I kind of like having that option. I kind of like having it. It's nice to have it there, but a lot of these stores are phasing it out, and it's our fault. We've allowed that to happen. These stores would still continue dedicating physical retail space to, physical content if people were buying it. So this surprises me not at all that Best Buy will be getting rid of all this. It seems like they've already been doing it, right? Like you see the movie section. Some of them I noticed, some Best Buys will have a way bigger Blu-ray DVD section or whatever than others. Some will just have like a stand and nothing else. Some will have like a couple aisles. And I do like going through and looking at some of that stuff. But people just aren't buying it. So why dedicate that space? Why buy that inventory that people are not purchasing? A very small portion of people are buying. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It does sadden me a bit, but it's like, I know I always see these comments. I'm just sharing my opinions, man. Like, it's not the end of the world, but I like having a sense of ownership on certain things, but I understand it's just people have spoken. They prefer convenience, and we've allowed it to happen. That's it. A lot of people out there, I always see those comments that are like, oh, get over it. It's the digital future. No, I know, but I can not like it, right? I can give my 2 cents like this guy gave his 2 cents. But there you go. Just wanted to quickly, talk about this, rant and ramble a bit. I could go on and on and on with my thoughts and feelings on this. Like, I feel a lot of things are just turning to like, we're not physically going to be going places. I go to Target to buy some bath soap, and the bath soap is freaking locked up in a case, and you got to get an employee to get it out. That's not convenient. What's convenient? Oh, I can just go on Amazon and order, or I can go on Target. I'm a person who doesn't like sitting at home all day. Like, I don't like looking at a screen 24 hours a day. There's a time for it, and it's fun, but there's also a time to go outside and breathe some fresh air and see some smiling faces on occasion that a lot of us, kind of take for granted and don't really care about anymore. I do. I like going out. It's just doing some, like, hey, I got to go shop a little bit or get some groceries. Like, I enjoy it. But it seems like we're turning this into just stay home. Nobody wants you out there. Damn it. Yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think. Bye.